Also, a way to go is our latest film, another film this week called Banel and Adama. All I'm going to say about this movie is Bruce and Eric, what do you think I thought of this? Okay, first off, Banel and Adama. Banel is a woman, Adama is a man. They are in love. They are a young couple in northern Senegal. They live in a village, remote village. There's not much, there's dialogue in this movie. There's maybe a little bit of narration, but it's visually expressive and expansive. We talk about world cinema, how cinema introduces us to different cultures, different landscapes, different worlds within our respective worlds. And Banel and Adama does that for me, did that for me. It's set in northern Senegal. Adama is so in love with Banel that he is in line to become the village chief. But Banel wants to, this is pretty interesting. She just wants Adama for herself. And they're trying to, the beginning of the movie, they're digging out sand away from the village. The reason why they're digging out sand is are buried homes in the sand, and they want to dig these homes out from the sand so they can live in these homes. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. If you're digging yourself out of the sand and trying to get the homes, don't you think the sand will fill up again? That's kind of logic. But Banel and Adama is just a very impressionistic, visually expressive film that I think will highly appeal to a certain section of the audience, people who are interested in experimenting with world cinema. Also, I don't know, it'd be so interesting to see what Bruce and Eric think of this movie. I was completely drawn. It says here on the description, Banel and Adama is a lush and lyrical West African dreamscape. And that's what you feel. Totally different movies, but years ago with, what was his name? Director Charles Laughton's The Night of the Hunter. That movie is such one of the most beautiful films I've seen in black and white. And even though there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of it is just so evocative because you just see those nightmarish, at times romantically looking, noirish black and white landscapes of Americana. It's such a great film. And I felt the same way regarding Banel and Adama, set in northern Senegal. You see a lot of sand, you see a lot of vistas, you see a lot of drought, people suffering in the middle of this drought situation in northern Senegal. When Adama decides to not be the village chief, people in the community believe that his decision to not be the boss of the entire town leads to this drought that is affecting their lives, affecting their cattle, affecting their livelihood. They think a curse is brought upon their land. It is written and directed by Ramata Toulay Sai. And I also wanted to mention Banel is played by Katie Main. Katie Main, I don't know how to pronounce the name. And then also Adama is played by Mamadou Diallo. I was absolutely swept away by this film. It has its own sense of pacing, regarding handling the undead. It might have been a slog. This movie might be a slog for some people. I was absolutely transfixed by this movie. If it comes out on Blu-ray, I'm going to purchase it. It's just a gorgeous looking movie. It actually has the feel of a tone poem. So Eric was mentioning stuff like indie porn. Some people might think it's too indie or too artsy for its own good. I was just mesmerized by this film. Currently, Rotten Tomato score is 93%. It hits New York on June 7th and Los Angeles June 14th. Banel and Adama, my rating is 4.5 out of 5 stars. I am absolutely in love with this movie. And again, going back to that, Mamadou Diallo is very good in this movie, but Katie Main as Banel, she's the main character. It's going to be hard to find a better performance this year. She's just so good in this movie. I'm thinking about Io Capitano, those leads in that movie. It's like on that level. So if you can find it, go check out Banel and Adama. If you're not in New York or in Los Angeles on June 14th, just mark this movie's moniker in your movie book. And when it hits streaming, please give this movie a shot. Again, 4.5 stars from me.
This is Cinematics.